Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master Propaganda Hero, like Defender of the Fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Vilshanka. In these, this is login fighting for the Oberkommando West Germany, Deutschland. Forming up here with the Kampfgruppe Wolf, with Feuersturm, Grand Offensive, and Elite Armored. In the west, it is Ender. Fighting here for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin. Here with the 20th Guards Tank Corps with Guard Rifle Partisan and Defensive Tactics. No Guard Motor in sight. Oh, the wonders. A full Scandinavia versus double engineer contract start here. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Without them, the support of the Propagandacast would not be possible. So big thanks to every single one of those. Other people can join likes by Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal. Links in the description. You can also pre-order Communist if you're going to do that via the link in the comments. Use the code CoH2 in which case you get a cut of the sale. As you know, feed the algorithms by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. So, double Kampfgruppe, double engineers versus double Volksgrenadiers, and of course the Sturmpioniere. Here out for login, rush in the center, wire rapidly being laid down, of course, the night cover there. In the south there, Volksgrenadier moving forwards for lock-in, and we got Grand Offensive opening up for Panzerfusiliere, smoke bombs, Infert Sturmgewehr 44, the Panzerkommando, and Tiger tanks. North here, troops moving forwards there, Kampfgruppe engineers here for Ender, and the Red Army. In the south there, engineers moving forwards, better wire there as well. Fairly standard business so far there. Up north, grabbing up the northern victory point while wiring off. Very good. First Panzer squad here for log in. And first engagement between the Volkswagen engineers. Sturmpionier advancing against the Kampfgruppe there, closely to the German headquarters. There we go. Right into the Sturmpionier. Nice setup here by Mr. Log in there. Managed to beat his opponent in there quite efficiently into the range of the assault rifle, but that said, he quickly dodged it and just moved straight for the card point. Very smart counterplay by Ender, who goes for defensive with light anti-tank guns, heavy mortars, advanced fortifications, compared to basic fortification, which is your sandbags, heavy machine guns, and of course anti-tank Overwatch. Sturmpionier has the conflict here, but definitely good disruptive play by Ender. In the south here, Volksgrenadiers are being moved northwards as well to help counter this disruptive move on the German supply lines. Contra there being surrounded here by German infantry on several sides, K9 TKs and Sturmgewehr 44, raining down death upon their positions. Down to just 4 men, as it turns out the bushes do not provide much coverage against German firepower. And there you go, routed Sturmpionier, they're being focused down out here as Ender pours in more troops towards the center. A second Panzerfusilier squad here for login, and the German army. Gonna be likely a lot of E-33 was meant to put the pressure on the Soviet Sturmpionier. They need to retreat before they get wiped. And even there, he might have pushed his luck a bit too far, perhaps. But there you go, being flanked here, overwhelmed steadily by German infantry. Also didn't help, he wired off the cover ahead of time, so Mr. Ender had no cover to hide behind in this Rauchenschlepper Ost, which for those wondering what that was a particular tractor the Germans made for the Eastern Front to help with the very muddy conditions. As an even more fun fact, they would actually eventually end up making some tank destroyers based off this, with a PaK-40 mounted on sort of the back on there, so little fun side note there. Sturmpionier reinforcing. South here, sandbags there, front Vics moving up for Ender and the Red Army. Truck being hauled forward to the front line here. Durch die Hauptkampflinie. Will likely be a battlefield headquarters here considering all the infantry. But he could surprise us, and it isn't. But very likely yes, though. In the south here, folks with the advancing conscripts here, quickly dropping Yevgeny there like a sack of potatoes from a Stalingrad grain silo. More troops are arriving here on lock in southern position. We got the Panzerfusilier moving from the north here. And yeah, battlefield headquarters there for him. The Kampfgruppe Hauptquartier, and with the arrival of the Panzerfusilier, quick haste retreat here. No dicing about with that one. Panzerfusilier keep at the advance. For those wondering what Panzerfusiliers were, it was basically an honorific title for, Panzergrenadiers initially bestowed to the men of the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier Division, but later other units would, through various means, also get Panzerfusilier. So, little fun fact there. It is by the way not be confused with Fusiliere, which was a specific part of a German infantry division, sort of a mix of reconnaissance, but also veteran unit inside the division there. Little fun fact there. On top of that, up north, he falls grabbing the far northern point here so far. Larkin striking hard at Ender and the Red Army. His men reeling from the furious attacks here launched by the German army. Comfortable hardcore tier up. Mechanized command post research. Likely going to be looking at a flak half-track being hauled in to provide ample firepower support for those men here at the front line. Also opens up for the G43s, obviously, with that mechanized upgrade, though. He is a bit short on munitions for now, and certainly the massive swarm assault here by Ender is not going to help with that. We do get a Steelhand Grenade being locked into the vans of the conscripts, doing some light damage, but clearly not taking anyone down. We might even see a white P on login. The flak half-track is on the way. The 251-17 mine going off here. Engineers suffering losses as they remember they forgot the minesweeper back home. Further up north here, hitting the fuel point here. Basically sort of ignoring the main push here. Troops reinforcing. Flak half-track on the way. Bit of reinforcement. Healing. Flak half-track 2/3 of the way done. The 251-17. One of numerous anti-aircraft versions of the 251 half-track. In fact, just a few versions of the 251-17, but you also have the fairly popular flak drilling. Concentrating northwards against the foot communities there. Dishka flanking in there. Soviet version of the 50 cal there. I believe slightly longer rounds than the 50 cal. Side note. So they're routed still. Hit the fuel point there. Seemed like with the fuel point, of disruption of the fuel here by hitting the car point, Login still has a significant fuel to end. In fact, he's getting 3 times as much fuel per minute right now over his Soviet opponents. That's a big advantage for Login. Of course, as the Oberkommandos, he can't as easily and readily exploit unless he wants to go for more flak half-tracks, which seems unlikely, but say into faster medium armor is something the Oberkommandos can't quite translate into. So there's a bit of theoretical relief here for Ender, but of course he's still going to be on the receiving end of a fairly ascendant German force here under Login's command, and that will be quite a task for him to say, tackle. Flak half-tack towards the center here, and that will be a massive issue for his infantry, as the flak half-tack is quite good against infantry, thanks to 2cm flak gun. We got medics on the way there for Login and the German army. The Sanitäter crushing a bit of barbed wire there, because, why not? We also got the first set of G45s up there for the Panzerverteidiger. South here, Fult's being attacked by conscript units, bringing up as well. The flak half-track couldn't win to assist here. Ender having 9 to 10 guns, may just likely just go for the T70, I guess here, or a surprise issuing 6M. And I guess Odin's been caught with the flak half-track casualties, unsurprisingly rapidly rising there. Once the commander fired from a 2cm flak gun. We got a demo charge here, a cheeky but possibly fairly bold move here that could pay off. But this case, though, gets disrupted and can finish it. But could have been a nice little surprise for the Germans that could have opened up here for Ender, maybe turn things around. But at this point, it does look like a T70 or an H6M. Unlikely it's the H6, but it could be that, though. Can't rule it out entirely. A few players do occasionally bother with the H6M, as it is, I think, quite solid, but it's just not amazing compared to some of the other stuff the Soviets have in comparison. And does have a slightly more narrow purpose. Kettenwerfer there for Login. Flak half setting up shot. Mines down here. The Schützenminus 42. We got the T7 slowly ramming, coming northwards. Just go on the watch here. Grabbing the northern point with the fuel. Full security once more. And there you go. Big push here by Ender. Conscripts charging in there. Looking to keep the fuel point in Marx's hands. Or keep the German hands off, I guess. T7 almost done. We got the Panzer up north here from a nearby building, supporting the Volksgrenadier, though there are limits to the support they can provide. The flak half-track on the end provides a much more appropriate level of support here, but by then it's too late. The northern Panzer also evicted from the premises here. As the engineers are quick to remind, they haven't actually been paying their rent. T7 out there for Ender. A Kettenwerfer there for Login. Number 2, that is, clearly top D with the T70. As it obviously is right now, the biggest threat here to Login would be a well-handled T70 here from Ender. That could very well, end his game. We got more G45s for him. No Panzerschrecks there. Could have been an option though, particularly on a map like Vilshanka. I think a Panzerschreck team could have been a nice addition here for Login. Of course, he may still be upgrading his Sturmpionier with 1 Panzerschreck, but a 5-man Panzerschreck team I think has some merit. Troop reinforcing healing still. Ender has a lot of work to do with his Login. More mines, more casualties. He's got a lot of catching up to do here versus the Germans, but I imagine Ender Well, at least trying to be up to the task. Northern points being claimed here by the Red Army. We got 479 versus 264. Bit of a gap there. And the South here, teasing more running away there. Clearly trying to see if there's any mines down here, since, you know, he doesn't want to, like, lose more men needlessly. There are no mines there. Kednev head up north here, looking to wreck the Soviet sandbags. There you go. Quickly wreck the cover. Flak half tag almost good to go. Login could actually go for the Schwerer Panzer quarters now already. Set it up. Not that he'll be able to push for any armor anytime soon, but, you know, having it up and ready would be, I think, a fairly smart move here by Login. The faster the better. In fact, he sees some running 40, exposing here some issues here with the southern flank of Login's northern push. Kednev's going to be forced to fall back. We also got some flares off here, further giving Ender precious intelligence versus his German opponent. Going for the regular mortar rather than the heavy mortar is an interesting pick there. It's a 100 manpower difference, so you can sort of understand it, but that said, the heavy mortar is just really good, so I'm not entirely sure why I wouldn't pick it anyways, but I guess he just wants the slightly cheaper option no matter what. Of course, it is crucial to note, it's not because I'm saying the regular mortar is bad. No, it's also quite good. It's still a 6-man mortar, which is good, in particular flares, but it's just, you know, when you have access to the third heavy mortar, it's just also quite good. Anyways, enough about that, though. But yeah, log in once more on the Swift Offensive here with the Kampfgruppe Wolf. Decent bit in the south here, clearing out some sandbags. For those wondering how Kampfgruppen were named, they were typically named after the commanding officer in most cases, though there were also cases when a division was rendered so weak in terms like overall strength that they would actually, you know, designate or sort of indicate that by giving a Kampfgruppe a name. That way, you know, higher-ups could know, okay, yeah, this division probably is at pretty weak strength if the rating as a Kampfgruppe by name. So, those who shall see the general sort of Kampfgruppe names there. You also had the more defensive version, known as the Sperrverbande, which is just typically made from whatever's like at hand, and they would also be, you know, named afterwards in command, like Sperrverbande, Spindler, and such. So, little fun fact there. In the south here, Tiesen gegen Raketen after here, Disk getting flanked with the Panzerflieger and Volksgrenadier, K9 TKs and G43s tearing into them. Up north here, contact against the German forces there, and we got the Panzerflieger on watch once more. Flak half 6 kills veterans to 1. Tiesen flying away there for the glory of Comrade Stalin. Almost getting wiped in Login's forces, but Login is just really maintaining that map control versus Ender. And Ender, well, needs to put an end to this soon, in terms of just like, you know, overwhelming map control. Well, he's going to be in a really, really bad place. Tiesen rushing south against the Panzerflieger, and they quickly retreat here, lagging in the missions there to pop the anti-tank rifle grenade. We got the truck gets set up. There we go, Schwerer Panzer quarters setting up, can immediately authorize. We'll have to see what follows up then for Login. Versus Ender, who remains, well, very much short on fuel. Desperately so, if anything. Almost got the Raketenwerfer there. If you could wipe that and steal it, that would be pretty handy here for Ender. Pretty handy. And almost got it here on the carve point. He's also spawned the Schwerer Panzer quarters, giving an opportunity to destroy that. That would be actually pretty big here for Ender. If you got the Indians bring up, he might even try and demo charge, I guess. He's burning away there. But yeah, this is actually a big problem there for Login. As that, you know, is basically some resources lost, time's wasted. And that definitely buys Ender more time than versus Login, slows down his tech. And ensures he doesn't get, like, hit by Panther 4s before he's, you know, at least a little more ready than he currently is. That said, Login, of course, wants vengeance for that. He's in swift and aggressive pursuit here. Dishka number 2 out there for Ender. No light anti-tank guns, by the way. I'm surprised we haven't seen any anti-tank guns really try and take on the flak half tank. I'm guessing he's just having to rely on the Dishka fully and its armor-piercing rounds, which can do the trick, but an anti-tank gun would certainly also be a very handy addition there. Fight for some victory point here. Falls in favor of Login once more. Another truck on the way there, of course. Mortar busy. Already 4 kills and veterans 1. The mortar has definitely been a good investment here for Ender. Thumbs up. As a rule of thumb, I generally always advise a mortar on a 1v1 match. some maps more than others, though. But, you know, in particular a map like this, again, smaller, more, you know, dense maps, mortars can be quite good. Repairs going on here. Branch went flying. Mechanized company here following up here for Ender, probably in response to seeing the schwerer punted quarters. He's ready to push it up. Of course, it also gives them access to the 7-man upgrade, so obviously there's another incentive there. Mortar scores another kill, but there you go, being charged with the punch. In fact, he got 3 more kills last we saw. That is like pretty good. It certainly can be a good way to just, you know, highlight how effective, you know, well-handled mortar team can be. Grand Northern point here with the Dishka. Schwerer punted quarters there, going up. Vilshanka northwards. And looking like he is slightly stabilizing here versus Login. Though, of course, it is worth noting he's really low on victory points compared to his opponent. 450 versus 143 is a notable gap there on the victory point spectrum. Hunt going into the church, forcing the disc out. Teason rushing forwards, 32, 12 kills. Second Schwer Panther quarters this time actually goes up here for Login, can authorize it, and will actually be like pretty soon then able to go for the Panther 4 Molgier. We got Smoke here in the center, disrupting here Login's advance, or defense, whatever he's planning there. Grenades being unleashed on the conscripts, could have popped a Molotov in return though. In the end, though, Ender kind of holds. At least Login breaks first before Ender's men do. Black after that continue to be a significant nuisance here for Ender and his forces. And we got Orbs on here for Login, pushing up to 5 squad total, having lost a Panzer Facility squad previously. Ender here has got the Mechanized company up. Can actually begin upgrading his men to 7-man status, which of course will be very good for him. Plus, he's not too far away from a T-34 from 6, so admittedly Login can go for the Panther 4 Molgier, and there we go, it does go for it. Very good. Definitely need some Panzers here to tackle the Soviets. North Engineers routed by the MD-34, they're freshly called in here by Login. Sturmpioneer charging forwards. And at this point, Login would also benefit from a light infantry gun himself. Though, of course, he does have access to smoke bombs here to help compensate for the lack of mortars. Provide some smoke screens there, so that's handy. Quite handy. Panzerkampfwagen for the slowing getting ready. Further up north here, Vilshanka advancing steadily for the German Reich. Machine gun could also move a bit closer and try and threaten the northern fuel point here against Ender. More mortar fire here from the mortar. We got 8 kills. Very, very close of 82 on that one. Panther 4 almost done. Both the 2 squads caught with the flak half check and the MD-34. Unsurprisingly, the results were a quick retreat there from Ender. Otherwise, the result would have been a massacre. Smoke bombs here by Login. Around the center here. Closing in on the T-34 some 6 in the south of Panther 4 strikes. Right at the contra there. Adding the Panzer Commandant. Dishka now getting flanked by the Panther 4. There you go. 1/3 of the gun crew gets completely slaughtered by the Panther 4. Even just 4 men alive here against the Panther 4. Shot goes off. This time misses. A small bit of relief here for Ender and the Red Army. Close here to Ender's base though. Login keeps up the assault for Deutschland. Northern fuel point still remains, this time at least, untouched by German hands. Though of course it has been touched many times before. It has been seized by the German invader, and there you go, T-70 swings in and then swings out against the Raketen the Alpha. Panther 4 taking some light hits here from the Sis 3 Divisional Field Gun. Another shot there, pushing the Panther 4 Model J down to half health. Blackhawk from in reserve. North still much happening there. And we got the T-34 from 6 on the way here for Ender and the Red Army, bringing some medium army here as the Germans come to advance into the line fire the Panther 4. Sturmpioneer advancing, flak half track into the conscripts, got the Schwerer punted quarters unleashing hell as well. Routing both conscripts here for Ender, one fully, other, well there we go, both got fully routed now. Field gun behind here, and the Panzers get ripped apart here by the field gun. Mortar with 10 kills, Vector 2. I mean, it's really just doing great work here. Partly it's because remember to use the mortar barrage ability. Some players with just stuff like the mortar in one place then forget about it, but typically, you know, for best assaults you got to use the mortar barrage fairly actively and consistently. Applies to most light artillery in general. Smoke deployed there, very good. T-34 up north, you got the T-7 moving in. The T-34 from 6 has also wrapped to the front line now here for Ender. But Kermef is straight to the T-7, or opening up in the T-7, getting good hit there. Ace level is like cheap for light tank. Might be he's going to move up the mortar to assist there. And he actually fired a flare here with his Panzerfusilier. Thumbs up to Login. Definitely no looked element that they access to this ability. Hell, I forget it when I use them. Smoke bombs again from Login. Following up with the push here with the Panther 4 and the infantry. Nice over there, of course. There's another Dishka here, but that Panther 4 can deal with that. Flak half going up here. Further up north, T-34 there being a nuisance. Still, the assault is going off fairly well here for Login. Ender's lines are quickly and rapidly falling apart due to the smoke screen and the armor support there on the part of flank here. Dishka is about to get wiped. Great kill here. Season rushing in. Still, the damage inflicted. Mortar through the corner bad spot. Panzerfusilier jumping upon the Dishka there. Fulton's being routed. Others keep pushing up here. Panther 4 down further northwards. Almost taking out engineers here. T-34 from 6 in the line of danger. Dishka moving further northwards here. Panther 4 engaging. Good shot on the T-34 from 6. No Panther Faust though. Smoke bombs being deployed again. Obersladen suppressed here though. Sturmpionier. Oh, Dishka trying to assist around south here, but he's basically elsewhere with it. Further up north here, fuel pond remains open for the German army for taking. Constantly flanking in there. Flak half track at the right of this, stopping Ender's, at least part of Ender's southern counterattack here. As up north, he's trying to once more make progress versus the Germans. Seizing northern fuel pond here halfway through there before it's rendered neutral. Contra there being hammered. Dishka routed as the T-70 and the T-34 now race in. Panther forming into block here. Sturmpionier lacking on Panzerschreck, have no way to really turn, but there got Kermef and Panther Fire there, almost taking out their Ender's T-34 from 6. A wild and spectacular series of engagements here between Login and Ender. There go, Contra wiped out, Dishka wiped out in the open. Almost got the T-34 from 6. Panther 4's almost done as well here. T-34 missed by the Panther 4. Almost got the T-7. Looks like it gets away as well. The plus like Kermef lost. Looks like here a small win then for Ender in the end, sort of, that the center remains German. It may not be forever. And there goes Sturmpionier pinned down by the veteran to near ace level Dishka there. Oh, that was intense. Things really got lively there. Login could now go for another Panther 4. He could try and go for a Panther. Of course, he could try and go for the Tiger Tank, considering he does have the Schwer Punted Quarters. He has got Grand Offensive. So theoretically, he may try and stall for a Tiger Tank here versus Ender. Of course, this could prove to be a mistake, as it could give Ender more time to actually stabilize and pressure Login in return, make it hard for him to go for the Tiger Tank. For that matter, for the Tiger Tank to much of an impact once it hits. Up north here, Panzerfusilier orbits on the foot riding there. The Dishka forcing it off to northern victory point. We got 376 to 111. There's still a significant gap here between Login and Ender, though perhaps less significant than previously. Mortar firing down there. Half 8 of actually feeling the ace level, though only till 10 kills still. T-34 there being fixed up. Up north of the Orbis and the Panzer going for the flank here. Dishka being flanked in return here, and we got the machine gun seizing the center here. Dishka forced off. 11 kills on the mortar team here, and up north, Orbisard and Panzer going here for Ender's northern forces. We got the T-34 to the rescue. Could soon go for another T-34 from 6, which would definitely be a bit of a headache here for Login. Oh! Full wipe on the Orbisard squad by just running over the T-34 from 6. That has got to hurt. Engineers, they're pretty quick to seize the MG-34 as well there. Double whammy there on Login. Not only did his men just get crushed in the most brutal of ways, but the weapon was seized by the Red Army. Further making things awkward here for Login versus Ender. Pulls in trouble there, trying to stop the T from being repaired. We got field guns, Raketnevers, and of course the Ober Engineers. Remind you, any other unit but the Orbs using the MG-34, they actually gets less damage on it. Fun fact. Bit of a debuff that was applied, because otherwise, like, you know, losing an orbital light machine gun to the opponent could be very dangerous. Not just dangerous, just not very dangerous. Flak having falling back, they've actually 215 kills, Pentafor good to go. But yeah, it does look at this point, Login has summoned assistance here from the 605th Schwere Panzerabteilung, and is hoping for the Tiger tank to hit soon enough to launch another offensive against the Red Army. Of course, this does give Ender more time to bring up more armor or tank destroyers to withstand such a German assault, aka the Kursk problem. Like, do you stall for the big tank, or do you allow opponents to bring up more stuff to deal with the big tank? That's all I was going to say is the potential issue here for Login. Schwere Panzergruppe being hammered Raketenwerfer. And they're getting some value out of that one. They're going engineers routed. Further up north, Panther here was the T-34-6. Shots bouncing or missing. Missing again. Then you've got conflict flanked with the flak half track. South of Kedman then being flanked by the full Grenadier. Close being wiped out again. We got another T-34-6 defender. But there could be trouble, and OD's going to go for another crash attempt. This time doesn't quite pan out. Kedman's flanking the T-34. Shots either bouncing or failing to hit here. Artillery support called in here by Login, hoping to dissuade the Disco from existing in the same spot. Largely seemed to working out. They almost got the T-34-6, but the Panther's almost down as well here. Narrowly getting out of there. Need to repair all of his armor. Need to get his busy there with that. Fight for the center. In the south here, Disco opening up on the full Grenadier. And there you go. Tiger tank has arrived here for Login and for Deutschland. Building the bombarding, hoping to hit something, but instead it's hitting nothing but the ground. 100 points left here for Ender versus a Login's 340. Mortified in like Kedman for having an impact. 12 kills near ace level. "13 kills. Troops being forced, healed, and tanks being repaired. Got 340 versus 93. Ender needs to do something soon here, or Login needs to really do poorly here for Ender to have a chance. Otherwise, this kind of looks like just Login's fight here. Almost got the T-7 on their field gun going up in the center Disco. They're being hammered by the flak half track. The high veterans here, and just means the Disco is murdered. And there you go. You spin me right round, coming it right round like a record, baby, right round, right round. Disco wiped, another blow there to Ender and the Red Army. Tiger doing advancing, flak half track on the fire. Tiger bouncing a shot there from the T-34-6. It's gone unable to pierce the 100mm thick frontal armor of the Tiger. Field gun though had no such issues, though in the actual war it couldn't actually penetrate the Tiger frontally, not even at close ranges. Another shot bounces off the Tiger tank's armor. We got 79 versus 340. Ender needs to do something soon, frantically. Needs a way to turn this tie around. As for Login, obviously he needs to play smartly here, not do anything reckless, but of course still keep hammering away that Ender. So, bit of quiet here. Tiger tank needs repairs, but isn't being repaired. Flak half tank needs repairs, but it also isn't being repaired. In fact, right now there's a thing that sort of got overlooked, which is Login has no Sturmpionier. That is a huge blow there. That means to get none of his armor can be repaired. He's about to lose his Tiger tank. This is a big blunder by Login. In particular, like, he's got like a significant manpower or victory point lead, so there's no reason for him to, like, you know, rush in like that. That was a massive mistake here, I think, tactically, operationally, and strategically by Login. Like, he just threw away his Tiger tank. But also, crucially, he hasn't really done anything to fix the major issue, which he's got no way repairing his armor. That really just means Ender right now, I think, might just be holding all the advantage. I mean, that is a significant blunder there by Login. I'm not entirely sure what caused that, but either way, the big here for Ender, and in fact, might just lead to a win here. Black half track and trouble here. T-34 could take out the Panther with a good shot. Schwer Punch Quarter's almost getting knocked out. situation for Login has just rapidly deteriorating, and losing those Doom Punies has just been such a problem for him, such a blow here. That is a really big win there. And then tossing again, then Login just throwing away his Tiger Tank, and Ender suddenly looks actually surprisingly favored despite, you know, being very low in victory points compared to his opponent. Sturm Pioneer there, almost done. But can Login bounce back from this? There's the big issue. I mean, he's just lost his Tiger Tank, his armor is heavily damaged, his opponent's got most of the terrain now, he's going to set up, he's going to dig in, so that really increased the challenge here for Login. That said, Ender has lost infantry, hasn't replaced it, whereas Login does still have some infantry about there to unleash on Ender. Can he do so? More comes to the defender, thumbs up, very good. We got 296 to 78. Disco versus MD34. T7 is sitting out. In the south here we got the Panzer taking southwards. Flares up north. Further up north, focusing on the northern victory point. Phantom 4 being fixed. And we got the counter for Ender. T-Fed approaching northwards. Straight at the Fulton is shot fire. Webs T-Fed taking fire from the Academy right through the front line with the 18mm rocket. Fulton charging 40 as well. Close call here, but instead Mark actually managed to bait the Fultons out into negative cover. They take a lot of damage here from the T-Fed from the conscripts. In fact, almost getting the White Panther moving forwards. Finally fixed up here. Academy quickly undoes some of that fixed status. T-Fed almost knocked out the Academy for here. But there you go, another YPN lock-in, another unit obliterated from the field of battle from the very face of this pixelated earth. In the south, T7 here could open up on the southern frontier perhaps, or you could try and swing in through the center-south and up behind Login's northern front, because his front line is increasingly just shrinking in the face of Ender and his larger forces. Punch then routed, Schwer Punch could actually go down here. Like, if Login is trying to stall for the TIE tank right now again, I'd say that is a significant strategic miscalculation. Damage in the Panther 4. As Ender, I think, has no intention of winning about here for Login to, like, be able to safely go for targeting. He's just going to keep hanging away, keep swinging away there at Login. And up north here, troops being pursued, almost wiped out here. Ace T-Fed 476, an absolute terror here for Login. Panther 4's about to get knocked out. Loss of his remaining Academy, but there's also a big problem here. Flak half-tech, Veteran Fleet could get knocked out. Panther 4 Veteran Fleet, but there you go. Doesn't matter. The Ace T-Fed 4 knocks it out, and with that, Login is forced to surrender. Good golly, that was a hell of a comeback here. Vander was looking pretty rough for him for a good part of the match, but Login again lost a critical unit, didn't have anything to do with it, and that actually, I think, compounded his issue by throwing away the TIE tank like that, and then Ender was just able to very, efficiently turn the game around. That said, he also made some good plays before that. The water, for example, was a good investment here for Ender. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't your enemies. This is Imperial Ancient. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.